For more than 30 years, Louise Harris has owned Last Research and Editing, and for nearly 10 years, owned Christian Marketing Experts. She has helped numerous clients in writing, editing, and marketing manuscripts and content. In addition, she has published 4 novels, 1 book on addiction, a children's book, and ghostwrote 2 cookbooks and a thriller.
Hello, I'm Louise Harris from Last Research and Editing and Christian Marketing Experts. And this week on The Last Word, we're going to be talking about goal setting for the second half of the year. So let's get started. Almost every business owner and self-employed entrepreneur, they all set goals in January. It is a very common thing to do to set goals for your business for the new year. But how often do business owners actually look at those goals at June when we're at the halfway point in the year? And how many are evaluating their goals regularly to see if they're actually achieving their goals? I have to admit that I'm one of those people that I create a goal and I don't go back to look at it to see how I'm doing. I kind of know in my head, but I don't actually look at it. And I did, at the end of quarter 1, try to go back to my goals, but I couldn't find the file. And this was an electronic file, not a paper file. I couldn't find it, so I didn't look at it, and I haven't looked at it since. So I am not a good representation of what you should do. So listen to my advice, don't listen to what I do, because what I do doesn't make sense and it probably does hurt my business. So I will admit that this is a flaw I have. But when you look at it's a goal, it's actually just like rewriting a book or a chapter or a story. You put it aside and you reread it and you say, okay, these sentences are awkward, I gotta reword this, I gotta put it in different format, and then you have a better story. Well, if you do the same with your goals, if you look at the goal that you made in January and now it's June, and you figure out what part of the goal didn't work, you can rewrite it to make it a better goal and help you through the second half of the year. And I will, after I publish this video, I will go back and find that goal file, and I will read it like an editor and fix the things that aren't working and write new goals for the second half of the year. So then you can follow my advice, because I am going to take my own advice. Anyway, when you set a renewed goal, it gives you a renewed sense of accomplishment and a new desire to make the goal work. And you fix the things that weren't working, that you just kind of limped along and let it happen. It is always important to look at your goals more than one time a year. You should be looking at them regularly, but if you at least do it at the halfway point, then you can have maybe a better second half, and then that gives you ideas for what to do next year. It is also important to market in the summer, as I mentioned in my last my last video. And don't let those vacations take your marketing away. You have to keep marketing. And even if that means you find virtual assistants to help you market through the summer, you need to be doing that. I have a client right now who we're doing the marketing for him, but he has been not communicating with us since the middle of May, and we're kind of at a crossroads. We don't know what to do, and that we need to fix that so that we can move forward and give him the high quality service that he expects from us. I invite you to visit my websites, www.lastresearchandediting.com, www.christianmarketingexperts.com, www.amazon.com/author/Louise Harris. Buy some books for your summer reading programs. Also, I am doing an event in Tampa this Saturday. So if you're in the St. Petersburg, Tampa area, you can come out to the Sedona Apartments and celebrate the Sedona Summer Splash and meet me in person, and I can give you some books right there. If you are a subscriber, thank you very much. It does actually help with my algorithm and my brand awareness. If you are watching and have not subscribed, please consider subscribing because, as I said, as a small business owner, every little bit it helps. So, thank you for watching. Don't worry, be happy.